So this one's from the 33rdteam.com. It's NFL players entering make or break contract seasons. One of them is the Browns' Elijah Moore. Despite lining up in the slot almost 80% of snaps, was more natural option as an intermediate route runner. Skill set wasn't what the Browns thought they were getting, but they made it work as Moore set career highs in key categories. Cooper and Judy will surely be bigger priorities. And Cedric Tillman and Jamari Thrash, David Bell will push to play with their varying skill sets. Moore might have got hurt as much as anybody by the four different quarterbacks as well.
Yeah. He's really yet to lock in with any specific quarterback. And I think one of the things that I think the Browns were a little alarmed at was the fact that, they had tapped him as a guy that was going to be in the backfield and run these gadget plays and run reverses and, be everywhere where people would have to account for him. And one of the things that you started to see as the season developed was he's not a runner. Like, that's not his game. Like, he's not a guy that's going to have the vision on these end rounds or in the backfield to see holes where you can cut back and run. There was a few times he ran into some people where you're like, wow, why don't you just cut back right there? He didn't have those ball skills. Then, he wasn't a guy who was a outside receiver where people told us that, he could play not only in the slot, but he could play in the X spot. He could play Z a little bit. He could play a little bit of everything. But he more seemed like he was just a intermediate route runner, drag, slants, things underneath. Didn't have the long speed to take stuff off, to top off the defense. So to me, I think that the Browns tried him in a lot of different ways. I think he was hurt by the fact that he never really got a rhythm. And I think they may have not used him in the way that he needs to be used as a receiver to be a very like an impact player. Then you go out and you have Mari Cooper. You still go out and you get Jerry Judy. They got Thrash that they brought into the mix. They brought some other free agents that can really move. They got the Landers kid. He's another guy that they brought in. Played for Georgia, went to Toledo, came back, played for Arkansas. So they got a lot of guys. Michael Woods. They got a lot of dudes in the mix. And it just seems like they're going to give some opportunities to those guys too. So if he's a guy that you can look at it and say, hey, if he doesn't stick here, it could be a person that kind of bounces around a little bit. You don't want to be the person that, like, you just got in the league, you're with the Jets 2 years, you're with the Browns 2 years, then now you're off to another team. You really want to put a nice resume together, a nice, body of work this season together. So now when somebody goes out and you hit free agency, they're bringing you in as a priority, not like we're kicking the tires to see if we can get anything out of Elijah Moore.